Let me ask something. Why is it so easy to look at another woman and think, she's beautiful? But when it's just the mirror and me, the first thing I search for is a flaw. I light the candle. I pour the bath. I buy the journal that promises a new version of me. Because we're in the age of self-love, right? The I got this quotes, the rituals, the aesthetic healing. But tell me honestly, when the world goes quiet, do I like myself? Not do I love myself? Not am I working on myself? Not am I learning to heal? I mean, do I actually enjoy who I am when there's no one left to impress? Because love can be a duty, a performance. But liking myself, that's intimate, that's real. And maybe, just maybe, all the things we're doing to become better women are just distractions from the woman we already are. By the end of this, we'll know if all those self-care rituals are actually helping us heal, or if they're just really pretty ways to avoid the person we are when no one else is watching. Let me paint a picture for a moment. There's a version of herself that every woman knows. She exists in the quiet moments. Maybe she's standing in the kitchen at 6 a.m., hair messy, no makeup, just being. Or she's in the car alone, singing badly to the radio. Or lying in bed at night, scrolling through her thoughts like pages in a book. This woman, the real one, the unfiltered one, she's tired. She's tired of being on all the time. Tired of the endless loop of trying to be better, do better, feel better. Tired of loving herself like it's a job she has to clock into every morning. Because somewhere along the way, self-love became another thing to perfect. Another area where we could fail. We started treating it like a skill we had to master instead of something that was already ours. And here's the thing nobody talks about. Women are really, really good at being kind to everyone else. We'll cheer on our friends, forgive our family, give second chances to people who probably don't deserve them. But when it comes to ourselves, we're often our own worst critic. Think about it. When was the last time someone spoke to a friend the way most of us speak to ourselves? Ugh, I'm so stupid. I look terrible. I can't do anything right. We'd never let someone talk to our best friend that way. But we let that voice live in our heads, rent-free 24/7. And then we wonder why all the self-love practices in the world don't seem to stick. I want to tell about two different women. They might sound familiar. The first woman loves herself. She knows she should. She does her morning affirmations. She takes her vitamins. She tries to eat well and move her body. She posts inspirational quotes and talks about growth and healing. She loves the idea of herself, the version she's working toward, the person she could become. But she doesn't always like the woman she is right now. The second woman, she likes herself. Not in a cocky way, not in a I'm perfect way. She just enjoys her own company. She laughs at her own jokes. She's curious about her own thoughts. She treats herself the way she'd treat a friend she genuinely wants to spend time with. Here's the difference. The first woman is always trying to earn her own approval. The second woman already has it. The first woman sets boundaries because she read it in a book about self-care. The second woman sets boundaries because she actually likes herself too much to let people treat her badly. The first woman practices self-love like it's homework. The second woman lives it like it's breathing. And here's what I've learned. We can't love our way into liking ourselves. It has to happen the other way around. Because love can be complicated. Love can be conditional. Love can depend on being worthy, on doing the right things, on being the right kind of person. But like is simple. Like is I enjoy being around this person. Like is I find myself interesting? Like, is I'm good company even when I'm alone? Most of us have spent so much time trying to become someone worth loving that we forgot to notice we might already be someone worth liking. We've been so focused on fixing ourselves that we never stop to ask, what if there's nothing broken? What if the problem isn't that we need to love ourselves more, but that we need to like ourselves at all? The woman who likes herself doesn't need to prove anything. She doesn't need to earn her own respect every single day. She doesn't need to be perfect to be worth her own time and attention. She just is, and that's enough. So here's what I want to offer today. Not another practice, not another way to love ourselves better. Just a different question. Instead of, how can I love myself more? Try asking, do I actually like who I am? The woman who likes herself does something revolutionary. She rests without guilt. She doesn't need to earn her downtime or justify her breaks. She knows that taking care of herself isn't selfish. It's just obvious. Of course she'd take care of someone she likes. She sets boundaries not because she read about it in a self-help book, but because she actually wants to protect someone she cares about. Herself. She speaks to herself like she would speak to a friend. Not because she's practiced it or worked on it, but because that's just how she talks to people she likes. And here's the beautiful thing. When we like ourselves, we stop needing everyone else to like us so much. We stop performing and start just being. We stop trying to be likable and start being genuinely liked by the person who matters most. This doesn't mean we're perfect. The woman who likes herself still has bad days, still makes mistakes, still has things she wants to change or improve. But she doesn't see those things as evidence that she's not worth liking. She sees them as part of being human. And she likes humans. Even the messy, complicated, still figuring it out ones. Especially those ones. What if the self-love era got it backwards? What if instead of trying to love ourselves into being worthy, we started with the simple truth that we're already likable right now as we are? What if we treated ourselves like someone we actually want to spend time with? I've been thinking about what it means to come home to yourself. Not the version of yourself that you're working toward. Not the healed version or the improved version. Just yourself. Right now, today. With all the contradictions and the unfinished business and the parts that are still figuring things out. Maybe the revolution isn't learning to love the woman in the mirror. Maybe it's learning to enjoy her company, to find her thoughts worth listening to want to spend a quiet evening with her, just the two of them. Maybe it's discovering that the person we've been trying so hard to become was always someone worth knowing. So tonight, when the world gets quiet and it's just the two of them, the woman in the mirror and the woman looking back, maybe they'll realize something beautiful. They actually like each other. And maybe, just maybe, that's where everything good begins.